2020, I started working full-time on textlife.xyz. Good morning, it is vlog065, Thursday, October 7th, around 7:40 a.m. I just went out and did a short run and Muay Thai kickboxing exercise. And now I'm here in the Fort Mason Park and gonna do this vlog and go to get a coffee and then go to the co-working event. These vlogs are meditation and observation, a compilation of most important things that are occupying my mind. Observation of the present, and sometimes there's equal value in speaking and observing. So sometimes I am quiet and just observing. Started writing a Substack yesterday finally from Topanga Canyon. That feels good. I got out of that slump of not writing for writing very little for the last 2 weeks. And yesterday I mostly, well, not mostly. What did I do? I did Copilot AWS deployments, the front end and the back end. Using the Copilot, I figured out I could do the back end as a load balanced web service. And then I could plug in that URL into the front end locally, and that worked well. that was exciting to see the front end talking to the AWS backend, and it was noticeably faster. It was still not where I wanted to be. It was still like user page was like 4 seconds, and that's mad how this just like 2 Supabase queries essentially can take that long. And so the bill is already at like $5 after just like 3 days of, okay, I was deploying a lot, and every deployment takes like 30 minutes, and that's insane. That makes me so unhappy, because that slows my development cycle so down. And like, this deployment stuff should be like so fast and easy and figured out already. Like, Vercel does it so fast, and it's just a simple web application and Docker image, and that's what like Docker images should be doing. They should be speeding up the development cycle. But I guess like AWS is like spinning up a whole infrastructure on this, and that's Copilot. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to like live with that and move on. So and I was debating about going back to DigitalOcean and just increasing the droplet, because right now it's at like a 1 RAM, $6 per month, and like the AWS is going to be like $60 a month. So I mean, I could increase it to like 4 gigs of RAM and like 100 gigs of disk space, and that would still cost me like only like half of AWS. But I don't think DigitalOcean can handle scaling, auto scaling. So I think that's the main advantage, and just having the reliability and established a community and like expertise around AWS. So I will keep it that. And so then I was able to connect the local front end to the back end, and then I ran into problems with front end and back end being on the same application on the same URL. And then I tried deploying like the front end with the environment variables to pointing to the back end, and now this is another problem. Like, to change the environment variables, I have to like redeploy, and that takes like 30 minutes. And then it started just failing because it's on the same URL. And then so the front end just returned the back end API, like health signal, which is status okay. And then when I tried redeploying the back end, it just would fail, because then I think it just was catching I don't know, something got messed up. So now I'm going through it, and I bought a domain name, and adding I added a domain name using Route 53, and now I have to figure out how to load balance this front end, back end being on the same URL. You need a load balancer there to direct the traffic. There's one way of doing it, of adding /API on the back end. So that's what I tried doing, but that didn't work yesterday. That caused the health check to fail, and then the deployment failed. And I don't know why. Maybe because it was calling the front end, it was getting the front end URL. So when I look into the load balancer, one thing that ChatGPT said was like to use CloudFront. And no, actually I read this in a tutorial, to use CloudFront for this. And I don't know, hopefully there's a way to do it with AWS Copilot. And I'm just like discovering that AWS Copilot is like just like 2 years old and barely battle tested, and there's barely any documentation, barely any tutorials, and barely any reports of people like having success with it or not on like Reddit or any other forums or Stack Overflow. So it feels like it's very untested and new grounds, and so it's not gonna. So there's some doubt about if this will actually work. The other way is like just don't use Copilot. Just figure out deployments on like ECS, Elastic Container Service, or Fargate, which this is what Copilot does. It deploys it on Fargate. That's more complicated because that requires you setting up your own like VPC, virtual private compute, and like subnets and load balancers, and you have to deploy the Docker image to ECR, Elastic Container Service, registry, container registry. So there's a lot of steps there. Could go wrong, but so today I'm going to the co-working meetup, 9:30, and then maybe go to this talk afterwards for this. I'm not sure what I will go afterwards. Either this talk or the Commons SF co-working day, or like a hacking day, and then that's it. It's already 10 minutes. Bye.